All right, guys, welcome, by the way. Um, you've all seen the video over the past few days of Julius Maada, the currently illegal president of Sierra Leone, when he traveled to Bonthe and some of the statements that he made, and where he said that for those APC supporters, APC for you, my brothers and sisters in the other parts of Africa that are listening to this, APC is All People's Congress. It's one of the biggest currently opposition political parties. They should not be in opposition because they won the elections. But unfortunately, they said, we won the June 24th, 2023 elections, but we don't want a victory. So the APC is the biggest political party in Sierra Leone, all right? So this current president, who did not win the elections, Julius Maada, who is illegal, of course, has a history of violence, preaching violence that I will show to you guys so you guys will see exactly what it is. But just to give you a backdrop, give you a preamble into what I'm talking about here, it's the most recent statement that he made a couple of days ago in 2026. And you can tell this man continues to make these statements because there's never been a repercussion. He has never had to pay for the price for, the dastardly, destruction that he has brought in Sierra Leone. Because this man has been in the political, landscape of Sierra Leone, plain, filthy and dirty for so long, since 1992 up until today. And he has gotten away with it because we have feckless leaders that are useless, that don't know what to do, and people flagrantly violating the laws of the land, not holding people accountable for the crimes that they've committed. So what I want to do for you guys is make it very easy. First of all, without much ado, let me show you guys the video and listen to him, and then I'll give the interpretations that people that interpreted the Mende, because this guy is a Mende guy, and they've been doing is preaching tribalism, and you can tell that these guys, they have an ideology. So when you listen to each of them speak, their ideology is to make sure that the Mende ethnic group comes above every other ethnic group in Sierra Leone. Basically they want you to see them like you would see what is actually happening with, the Jews, because I don't want to say Israel, well, not the Jews per se, but this Israel as a state, because there are different types of Jews, and you have good Jews, you have the terrible ones and all of that stuff. Just like you have the good Mendes, you have the terrible Mendes. So there's this sect in Sierra Leone of these Mende guys, these SLPP, Julius Maada segment, that they've decided, they have an ideology to promote the Mende hegemony or the SLPP hegemony over Sierra Leone, thinking that they can do whatever they want to do. And we've seen political violence across Sierra Leone over the years because, again, when the head is the one that is promulgating these violent streaks across the nation by what they say, because, they give these dog whistles. And once the supporters hear that, they know what to do. They act on the dog whistles that are given by these leaders. And that is the fundamental problem we have, like with Julius Maada in this situation, where what he said again is just another of numerous statements that he has made about pushing violence in Sierra Leone. And this is why I say, as you can see in my life, the genocidal statement of Julius Maada, because what these guys are pushing for is a genocide in Sierra Leone. They want to wipe out a whole segment of certain types of people because they don't see or buy their ideology. So they don't want them to survive. They don't want the APC supporters to survive. They don't want, if you're not a Mende in the Southeast, you shouldn't survive. Or even if you are a Mende based in the Southeast, you should not have a right to pick or select a political party of your choice that you want to support. I've always said this, in the southeastern part of Sierra Leone, there is no political tolerance there. If you support the APC or support any other political party in the Southeast, you become automatically a target and you'll be killed, you'll be assassinated, you'll be raped if you're a woman. These guys will put their hands in your private parts and remove your womb and tie a rope around your neck. I'm not making this stuff. You think I'm making this stuff up. There are videos to the effect. For those people that have been following me for years know exactly what I'm talking about. Sata Lamin and other women have been, victims of these kinds of merciless abuse. Merciless abuse. Rape them. 7 men raping a woman, taking their hands and putting it in a private part, remove a womb, then walk around the village, tying a rope around her neck like a goat because she supported a political party. This is the language of Julius Maada that is pushing these kinds of political violence across Sierra Leone. But you would never have any journalists in Sierra Leone or political figures in Sierra Leone speak like this, like what I'm doing. That is why when people like Zainab Sharif come out and speak up a little bit, and call them out for what they've done, Zainab Sharif becomes automatically a target. And that is what we've seen. And that is why you have people like myself saying that we're not going to let this pass because what is happening is genocide. You all know the story in Rwanda Recently, Rwanda commemorated, because it's not a celebration, commemorated 32nd year after the genocide that occurred, when over 1 million people in 100 days, Tutsis specifically, lost their lives. Why? Because of tribalism, because of languages of their leaders that they were using, calling Tutsis cockroaches and all that kind of stuff, which is why the Hutus went after the Tutsis for 100 days and killed over 1 million of them. It is these kinds of language of Julius Maada that is laying the spadework for their supporters to be violent like this. So let's listen to this real quick. So that is the statement of Julius Maada. And according to interpretations that I'm going to play for you guys, because I don't understand Mende, but people have interpreted what he said, and we're going to listen to those. But basically, he's saying that everything he has done for that Bonthe district, because for them, they regard Bonthe as their own place. It should be a Mende and SLPP support base. Anybody else that comes over there, if you're not Mende or supporting the SLPP, you have no place there. So he's saying that you will die in the morning for supporting the APC. Anyone that is talking about APC in the Bonthe district or in the southeast as a whole, or even across Freetown, you should die the next morning. These are the dog whistles. These are the kinds of statements that brings genocide to a country. And that is what I want people to understand, so everybody knows that this is the reality. So if anything happens in Sierra Leone, if a genocide breaks in Sierra Leone today, we know who to hold. The ICC, the international community, they know who to hold. You see, these are the things that people take lightly until it festers and turns into something else, and then it's too late. And I am not going to allow and sit back and allow genocide to occur in Sierra Leone. I don't have the power to stop it, but I can do my little bit as a Sierra Leonean to speak up against it when I see it coming from the leaders. Because again, there's a track record. It has been proven time and time again where people have, shown merciless, actions against opposition members across Sierra Leone, whether during the election time or just generally speaking. We've seen these guys, like I said, raping women, killing opposition figures. We've seen it time and time again. But without much ado, I'm going to share with you guys, what the folks that tried to do the interpretation, what they did. Because again, I want to give you a historical perspective. But let me show you guys a couple of videos for now, and then you guys can see this, and then we can take it from there. I want you guys to see.
APC, they will not get no business for even allow let APC get party office and then party. They not forget party office. Let them go build all the party office na Kamakwe Road.
And so what you're seeing there, that's the first lady, the president's wife. So again, like I said, this is an ideological thing. This is what they sit when they sit around. These are the things they talk about, right? This is what they've planned. And we've seen this video. It's an old video, a couple of years old, but this is the language that has been going on. So when the first lady comes out and says, the APC as an opposition should not have political party offices in the southeastern part of Sierra Leone, which is Mende ethnically based. What does that tell you? So now they push the supporters, and that is why you're about to see the next half of this, supporters going out there, to actually, bring to effect the dog whistle that has been given to them to say APC, the opposition, should not have offices in this part of the country. Listen to this. So what you see in there now, what you're about to see next in this next steps, you hear those people singing Yana Mende line. These are kids, these are little children. They've been ingrained into their mind. They're gonna grow up knowing that you should not allow any other political party in this part of this country because we own this part of the country. And we know that's not right, because Sierra Leone belongs to every Sierra Leonean, regardless of your tribe, your region, or where you're from. You can go any place. You should be free. You should not be threatened. You should not be, be scared of losing your life. As a Sierra Leonean traveling across Sierra Leone, we'd all agree to that, right? These are fundamental principles imbibed in the Constitution. Section 16 tells you about your protections to freedom of movement, right? It tells you Section 25 talks about your freedom of speech, all these other. So this is what you're about to see in the next half of this video. Listen to this now.
I don't damage, so don't hide that right now.
So from those statements, these are the kinds of issues and acts that you see across the country. So again, I'm going to go back and let somebody interpret what the president said. But before I do that, let me play the president's statement one more time, and then I'll show you the interpretations. This is what he said as brought to us by AYV. So let's see this.
Now when you get to my city, come on, wait now. Come when you're up. So die, come to me. Call Gravity, Teapuna. Numina, able to win every number. Who hit a winner? Kenya to win a mount. Get my head in the middle of the way. Go away. Eh? That's a young man. Yago, Upatilo, Teji Tawama. Get it all, Manga, Kotana Petatupuma. I'll be behind you for Jetima. Here, my India said no way. Bridget, that's a one I get my ear.
All right. I wanted you guys to see that, and I let that play in full because I wanted it to be an exhibit for the International Criminal Court. Just in case there's a genocide and a whole segment of a country is wiped out, or a whole tribe is wiped out, or a whole political party supporters are wiped out from Sierra Leone. Just in case there is a genocide. Just in case somebody acts on what this man has said, as you've heard. So I want that to be an exhibit for the International Criminal Court, because leaders have to be held accountable for their comments and statements that they make. You cannot, certain statements can never be light. As a leader, your word is very heavy in the ears of your supporters, especially in a country where you have the illiteracy rate is so high. And these guys would not push anything about developing the minds of the people, but all they've done over the years is divided them ethnically. And that is why Africa has not been able to progress, because the moment you want to make a move, tribalism comes in, and that is what you see in Sierra Leone today, the tribalization of institutions across the country. But I want you guys to listen to another interpretation by the president's, whatever his position he has at the State House in Sierra Leone. And then after that, I'm going to show you, I'll give you, history as to how far Julius Maada has come to actually pushing for violence in a political discourse. But listen to his presidential person at the State House. Is this guy used to live in the United States of America, and still I'm sure he's a citizen of the United States. And these guys, of course, they're coming here, money from Sierra Leone, buying properties and building properties back in Sierra Leone, all kinds of things, thieving from the people and all of that. But with time, we'll be able to depose these guys, not only in Sierra Leone, but here in the US. They'll be deposed for the actions that they've perpetrated against our people, so we can get to the bottom of all of these truths. But I want you to listen to this guy and listen how he tried to interpret what the president said. And it got even worse when you listen to this guy.
So President Bio's statement, he said you don't die in the morning they meet you.
If you support APC.
He said if you say you count, even say if you support APC. He said Biabawa APC here pay dwell. What do you mean by that? See where they bring APC talking at this tone.
So APC all not for dinner bond.
Listen, at the camp. You when they bring APC talking at it with all the development and what they do. You still bring APC talking for your selfish interest. He said you don't die, that morning will meet you.
Now cost it be the cost the people, eh?
Well, I know the work of the president in head,
but the way how it make you the interpreter, it's how they could possibly swear somebody.
So the interpretation.
With all the SLPP don't do in terms of development. If you bring APC talk now, you don't die go meet you in the morning.
That's why we did. We some of una be vexed. Now forget about the peace we get, and some of Wongo na PMDC. Even now, some people still they talk about APC. But not only when you get swear, now you go still they talk about APC. Yes. Not only you we swear by you. Now this country still going to talk about APC. Look how bad this road be damaged. Like for say, we not even they exist. Anybody in this country we say they support the APC could die alimony. I know they talk about other place. If you don't have Freetown, okay. But here inside Bonthe, we don't show the entire world say.
So President, beyond his statement, he said you don't die now.
So you've listened to that interpretation. How can a leader of a nation speak like that? How can you sow such a seed of divisiveness in a nation? But again, like I told you earlier when I started, it is because this man, for the past 30-something years, since 1992, has played a pivotal role in the destruction of Sierra Leone's civil state. Sierra Leone's decency is part of the 1992 coup guys who came, and what did we see at that particular point in time? Women getting their skins bleached because the soldiers wanted women that are light-skinned. No development. 1996, he overthrew Strasser. And then when it was time for us to go into elections, he said, no, he wants peace before elections. When he told us that he overthrew Strasser because Strasser did not want to conduct the elections. And then Tijan Kaba exposed him at the United Nations. I've done all of those videos. You've seen, go through my page. You'll see those videos. Take your time and go through my page. But this is this man. Continue to do these kinds of things. And I want to give you a historical perspective because I want you guys to know that he has been doing this for quite a while. This is not new. And there are evidences to the fact, and I think it is incumbent upon me to bring that to you guys so you guys can see exactly what it is. But this is Julius Maada even before he became president back in 2018. I want you to listen to the kind of language, what he's telling his supporters. I want you to understand that what this man said at Bonthe, he meant that. And that is why people continue to perpetrate violence in our politics. He meant it because this is their ideology. So listen to this video of what Julius Maada said before even he became president back in 2018. Listen to this. This was in the United Kingdom.
We like about politics, but we should never forget that politeness in African politics can be a disadvantage.
Yes.
So while I keep my calm, I do not expect you to be calm all the time. I am the leader, I should be calm, but you should not be calm all the time.
Yes.
They are not that forthcoming when I'm attacked sometimes on the internet, but when they do, they are very ferocious. And London Jet has been very, very, very strong in that particular front.
Good. So that is what we have. That is what we've seen in Sierra Leone. But let me show you something, guys. Like I said, Rwanda just commemorated their 32nd, anniversary since the genocide that occurred, and over 1 million Tutsis lost their lives because of languages like these, like what Julius Maada is saying. Basically, these are the kinds of languages that would actually push supporters to act, because the leaders have told them what to do. They don't have to go tell them, say, go do this directly, but they just make these broad statements and leave it to their supporters to act. And we saw that. So I want to share with you guys what actually happened in Rwanda. Like I said, they're commemorating the 32nd anniversary. And I want you to listen to President Paul Kagame, to what he had to say here. Listen to this.
Change the facts.
All of that is just noise. It cannot amount to anything. All of that is just noise.
Attempts often come from outside Rwanda, but cannot change the facts.
All of that is just noise. It cannot amount to anything that will happen here of that kind again. It cannot happen. And I'm saying this not just as a person. And I'm just saying it because I know every Rwandan, young and old, is as determined and is saying so, like I'm saying now to you.
Kagame also used the event to address recent U.S. sanctions imposed on top-ranking members of the RDF.
No sanctions or
But yeah, basically, I wanted to share you guys so you guys can see
of
exactly
100 days of national mourning in remembrance of the victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi.
So this is what serious
The national
nations do,
commemoration
right?
was held at the
Julius
Kigali.
Maada understands this. Julius Maada knows that we should not allow those language, the kind of language that he is using, would actually push us to the precipice of disaster, of a genocide of epic proportion. You cannot endanger the Mende people in Sierra Leone so much to this point. But again, there has been numerous videos over the years that I've played for you guys so you guys can see exactly what it is as to how these guys have conducted themselves. And that is why when you listen to them, all of their language, they're all speaking from the same tune. And I want you to listen to this. Listen to this. This was a live that I did recently. The Deputy Minister of Information. I want you to listen to what he had to say. You know, because as
an SLPP, my individual interest is I even want APC to die. I want only SLPP to exist.
So these are the first step in achieving that goal?
No. APC might want in forever day. But the general good is this country belongs to everybody.
So you as Deputy Information Minister, a politician, wants the APC for die.
You know what I say?
No, you say you want the APC for die.
Go say, I know even the existence of the opposition. APC right now, let we go in opposition, they can't in governance.
But you want the APC die?
Me?
You say you want the APC die?
I want my in governance for the rest of the time.
So this is what they talk about. When they sit in their little conclaves, in their echo chambers, because they don't want to hear anything else. But of course, I'm here, and I'm going to put it to them. And I'm challenging them that these guys are planning a genocide in Sierra Leone. And they will be held accountable for the words and everything they've said to push their supporters to act the way their supporters are acting. This is the reality of what we got going. And we have to confront them head on so they'll see it. But this has been, a congruent language that they all speak about. This is how they talk. And now I want you to listen to the chairman of the SLPP directly, the new chairman of the SLPP. You know, these incompetent set of buffoons that only had the privilege of traveling overseas were never institutionalized. They've never held serious positions within, government structures in these various countries that they traveled to. So they left Sierra Leone, but the tribalism, that stack village mentality has not left them at all. It stayed with them. So listen to this guy. This guy is the current chairman of the SLPP. Just listen to the same, their tone, their language is the same. It has not been different. It is the same tone, same language across. Just listen to this. Listen to this. Same thing.
APC. No APC. No APC. No APC. No APC again at this country. No APC again at this country. Because the matters are being politician. Don't bring come in your right hand, Baba.
That is who these guys are. This is what they talk about. They are calculating their steps towards a genocide. And what they've done successfully over the years, and Sierra Leone has actually seen a genocide since these guys came to power in 2018. The abuse, the killings, the assassinations, but they're doing it systematically, slowly. And I'm going to show you videos here so you guys can see the evidences of what I'm talking about. But before I get to those videos, the same Bonthe that this man went to go and promote the kind of language that he was talking about, how, they've done everything for these people in Bonthe, and he does not know why these people in Bonthe would even be supporting an opposition. I want you to see the condition of what the healthcare as reported by Truth Media, Mr. Lamranaba, when someone in Bonthe district reported the healthcare system over there. And this is the same man going over there and telling these people that with everything we've done for you guys, anybody who supports APC will die the next day. But listen to this, guys. Listen to this.
The attention of the government, the health ministry, for pay attention to what's in the happen na Bonthe. Bonthe done the inside the news this whole week, from the weekend to now. But it's all about politics. We can look at the health sector, how a certain area in a Bonthe looks like with health facility and the health sector. Let me take this video quickly.
The health workers then, they don't even get PIN code. They are all a volunteer. So imagine if somebody they volunteer with this kind of state step, you know, it must, everybody wants greener pasture. So really need for like begin to consider and make sure say make government really try to fix this up in one district here, because it's shameful. You know, I saw, look at this place. Look at now only 2 rooms now existing. Just take me through here. Now only 2 rooms. 2 rooms existing. Imagine, look at this. Look at this. 2 rooms existing. Now just let's come outside and you see the machines and where people don't use. We don't go. Look at this. Look this other one. Look here. Look this whole place. This whole place. You know? You come closer, please. Here. How we want to make our country better with this type of thing? How we really want? These are the CHA we did it. Yeah. Yes, you keep quarters. Yes. So as you see. So in a briefly, see now the toilet down the outside. Yeah, you see, look at the place, very deplorable. So in the room where the fire is where they stand on the tap. Imagine this kind of thing. Imagine our country. Oh my God, we really have a lot to do for our country. We really have a lot to do. Not to pass away again for me government come for do and for you, because I don't see say waiting for government. Government have many priorities.
We I receive from.
All right, let's leave that alone. So this is the same Bonthe, this town where this president is going and telling his people that if anybody supports APC here, they would die the next morning. He said because they've done so much for these people. Look at the health center over there. Look at what the people got. You tell me. Look at what they have. But again, the focus here is the fact that these guys have been pushing for genocide in Sierra Leone. And we've seen over the years what they've done. I'm going to show you another video, very historical. I want you guys to understand the mindset of Julius Maada and how he has been pushing for genocide, because if it's for them, they believe, especially their sect, because again, not all Mendes believe this. Not all people from the Mende ethnic group believe this, right? But there's a segment of that Mende population supporting Julius Maada that believes this. So I want you to listen to this. This was another video from Kisiteng back in the day. I want you to listen to this so you can hear from the man himself.
Where can they pass? Any south side they go and they calculate almost have been getting. I'm a politician. Let's make a team before now. Because plenty of Funanaya vote for me. Well, not been vote for we. Well, I know for the Naya. 2, for them forget about Kailan, because when they wrote the battle, we know the Ibuka Naya. I'm not going to say what you do now. We still get people in Naya we not believe in SLPP, and now we your responsibility as SLPP Kisitongi for make sure we bring them over. So when they bring them over there, we divided. We get SLPP where they go independent. Now SLPP now bring independence in this country, but we know from inside the SLPP we get independent, we get SLPP. Now one SLPP will not for divider, because me know say plenty people they were forced to make a choice. They were forced to make a choice. So I just want to tell you, say that number there, that APC number there, me want for happy to will reduce them, because it's not good for we. APC no the member yao. Anybody waiting away the APC to God and Nabi. APC no the member we. This part and me, whether I do or not, they not the member we. For make year go before, now we no more. And when they say we the do and when I go see and then when I go come to the final conclusion, say for make Salon better, for make Kisitongi better, Paupa, Salon go better, and Kisitongi go better, and SLPP no more go do that. At the time, I plenty. Thank you.
All right, and I'm playing all of these for you guys so you guys can see the language, what it has been. and over the years. And that is why across Sierra Leone, we've seen violence, that resulted to the death of citizens because of languages like this, where this president will go out there. And when it comes to what he just said at the same Kisiteng, I'm going to show you a video of an evidence of what actually happened immediately after Julius Maada made the statement that he made at Kisiteng. And I want you guys to see that, because I don't want you guys to think that, oh, Ibrahim is coming here because, he does not like these people and stuff like that. After Julius Maada talked about the fact that they shouldn't split the SLPP there, this man does not believe in democracy. He does not believe that people should be able to aspire and believe in what they want to believe, giving the amount of information that is presented to them so they can make a decision as to who they want to support, what political party they want to support. They don't believe in that. This segment of the SLPP, these Mendays, this group that have come together and say pauper, they don't believe in that transparent process. They don't believe in that freeness and fairness where citizens should be able to make those kinds of informed decisions on their own to support political parties. This is what happened immediately after Julius Maada made this statement at Kisiteng, and elections came up and Fori Mori was killed. Why? Because Fori Mori supported the independence candidate around that axis. So these are some of the effects of these statements of these leaders. When Julius Maada speaks, this is what happens. These are violence and these are deaths that should be prosecuted. It should be held accountable for this. Because sometimes genocide is not just done in one swoop like what was done in Rwanda. It is calculatively over a period of time. That's how the genocidal acts, occur. Fori Mori is a Mende. So you would say that, okay, the affected is Mende people. And yes, a lot of Mendes have been affected by these kinds of comments and statements because the Southeast is predominantly habited by Mendes. And so when these Mendes that decide to say, you know what, I don't want to support a political party just because I'm Mende or because I'm from the Southeast. Let me be allowed to support who I want to support or what political party I want to support. They get killed in the southeastern part of Sierra Leone. So listen to this sad story of Fori Mori. I want you to listen to this. I'm not interrupting nothing. I want you guys to listen. Normally when I do this, I would interrupt the videos. I want the videos so you guys can listen and see the effects of these statements of these guys. All right? So that is the case of Fori Mori, who was killed in Kailahun because he supported an independence candidate. So when we speak and we come here to talk about these things, I've been doing this for years. So I have the data to back up whatever I'm saying. We saw the killings at McKinney, the assassinations of our people just because they stood up for Generator. Right? We've seen Julius Maada time and time again making these comments, making these statements. I don't know if you guys remember the last time Julius Maada was, gave the press in Sierra Leone an opportunity to speak to them. Well, I'll take that back because the press should be the one giving him the opportunity to speak to them. It's not the reverse. This man cannot hold cognitive conversations in a public domain within, if it's not written on paper, to give a speech. If you let this man just speak freely, you're going to see the mindset, the devilish mind, the evil thoughts that he has. If you allow him to speak off the cuff. This is why it's better when he's not in the country, writing speeches and delivering nonsense all over the world, talking about energy and AI and all that bullshit that he talks about. But I want you guys to listen to this. This was the last time in 2021 when he had an opportunity to speak, to go to these radio stations and TV channels. I want you to listen to this. This was what it sounded like.
Divided. We get you now an opportunity for talk to the people of this country. We feel that way. We feel aggrieved. So as head of state, what you do for bring the country together?
The country always divided. With mandate divide them into north, unity, into south, and the east. We say divide and we say Timini line, we get Mende line, we get this, we get that.
What you been saying you can't change?
Yes.
Country divided. We get you now and
You see the mindset? This is how he thinks. So his goal is not to bring unity. His goal is not to unite the people of Sierra Leone. His goal is to further divide us because he believes that we should live in our various lines. Timne line, Mendy line, and he said the colonial masters divided Sierra Leone, so Sierra Leone is divided. When leaders should be thinking about how we can, bring our people back together, right? And this was another aspect to this, and I want you guys to listen to this because, we have to show these guys. I want these guys to understand, and this is what, again, journalists in Sierra Leone, this is the kind of presentations that I'm expecting, and that Sierra Leoneans are expecting from you all. It is not just to bring people to come and yap all day at your TV stations. I want to see, and I see Lamran Abad doing that a little bit, showing the video from Bonthe. But you guys should find time where you should be able to present these evidences, like I'm putting it, as the journalists of Sierra Leone. What's going to happen to you? Are they going to come and burn down your station? Okay, the world would know that that's what happened. They burnt your station down. They took your license away because you did a presentation backed by evidences. Listen to this. I want you guys to listen to this also.
I ask this question all the time. Me and Anes by Kroma not to contestive. So I don't know which are the importance. If I ask you, which are the relationship between you and your former boyfriend, which you will say?
Political leadership where plenty people they look up to.
We are not friends. I don't know why you want us to be friends.
For the sake of the good of the nation.
No, we cannot be friends. We are in talking terms and we will get national issue. If I invite you, you not go there. If I been go grip and when I go say, I don't start the violence, not so.
So I can't get friendship.
Not to me.
Jokes when you talk on the phone.
A lot of APC don't have jokes to crack with me. And he's pure APC.
You see, so again, it goes back to what is he saying there? It is very obvious that this man has a lot of hate, a lot of malice in his heart. That is not signs of good leadership. But I don't blame this man. I blame Anes Koroma because Anes Koroma knew the terrible things that this man has done, Julius Maada has done, the killing of our people after the 1992 coup, the Bambe Kamaras, the Yaya Kanos, the Kula Sambas, all these people that were, their bodies were they were just annihilated, basically. They were just destroyed. President Koroma had an opportunity to give justice to Sierra Leoneans. Julius Maada should have never been close to the reins of power in Sierra Leone. That is why all of this stuff is coming to manifest. So he's bitter. He wants to see an extinction, total extinction of a whole segment of that country. He wants to see the North wiped out. If it's for him, no other tribe should exist in Sierra Leone. It should only be the Mendes, the Southeast. They should take over Sierra Leone. This is their language. When they all come together or they speak individually, you know that when they have their meetings, when they're sitting together, when they're keeping themselves company, these are the kinds of conversations they are having about how they can divide that country, how they can bring a genocide to that nation. That is what you see. And so over the years, you've seen that every opportunity that this man has to unite Sierra Leoneans, he has totally not use that opportunity to bridge the divide among Sierra Leoneans. Instead, it is about benefiting from those. So again, these kinds of language is why you have listen to what he did in 1996. Listen to what he did. This is what he did in 1996. I want you guys to hear this. Listen to this.
Feel it in this party. When it was all dark and doom, I know where I stood until this party came back to power in 1996. I have never explained how they came to power, and we not do so tonight.
That's true.
But I know that they didn't just win. We didn't just win. I wasn't a part at the time of the party. I wore green, but a different green. In this part.
So this is the kind of person that we have. These are the kinds of, dangerous actions he has taken. And Julius Maada, I'm sure Anes Koroma saw these videos even before me. Anes Koroma was aware of these statements made by Julius Maada, but Anes Koroma allowed this man to come close to the reins of power. And now we have the effect that we have today in Sierra Leone, where there's no democracy. These guys are geared towards a full-blown dictatorship, and they're doing it, planning in line to ensure that they have a genocide to mark that up. So APC supporters, APC as a political party, Sierra Leoneans that are not from the north, from the southeast, that do not belong to the SLPP, for them, these are not Sierra Leoneans. This is what these guys believe. This is what they advocate for. And this is what they stand for. And that is why it's incumbent on all of us to ensure that we speak up against these. And I want you guys to see videos like these against, what's his name, Blacker. The kind of political violence that was enacted on Sierra Leone. I'm using Blacker, who's deceased now, who's passed. This was a man who's not even mentally right. But I want you to see the statements of Julius Maada and how his supporters and thugs act on those kinds of information. Listen to this.
I just see one old man there with troop with that elox. Then go call last time with us. Watch them, they chap me. They chap me. Chap me now. Chap me. But they say, why me for rally? All me and coach for them. Why me for protest? They say if me not say, oh, Maada be all the government so, now 20 years I dey pan am. They say, if me not wear the green clothes, they kill me yesterday. But now I say they pull out, they give me a wear them. But if the salon are the rule on so your team, whoever come up with a right to talk, they will send me, go kill me. But now they die so. You get sorry, I don't look so saying the government don't do. Governments give people the elox. Give them. Now they let today, so me see.
You sabi the people that will do you show?
Yes, sir. I know they all. I sabi they all.
Who side them go do you show this problem?
Well, this problem, it happened in Rotifunk. Now, Lunge Rotifunk. Now, OSD them. Now, them, Cherno Juliet Jallo go there yesterday na Rotifunk. Now, go there. Now, the man say, Juliet, not the man who say strike, now I say, on a left farm. Julia don't tell us they left me and then old me later, how the parent go. They give them money and then chap me. But me, I suffer before them, but left me so that I want them. They brother, I rise down, I go back and suppose the rest land drink and die. I suffer rise down, look me condition. But look, when they go chap mortal man, they say I'm going to APC office, let go use me at politics. If I go to APC office this now, when I to APC, they send me for go rally. They go use me. Now look at the chap me. But now help me. But they go to APC office, back like go explain them. But before they go, let us meet them.
Blacker, what you doing?
So this is the reality of what we have. It is the language of these leaders. I use this guy Blacker because he's a Sierra Leonean. Regardless of his mental state of mind, he's a citizen that should be protected. But that is not the obvious for Julius Maada. And that is why I'm putting this together, because this is, again, exhibits for the International Criminal Court and for lawyers. Because what I'm doing for you all is just making it easy for you to present your cases, at international levels, or Sierra Leoneans basically to be able to present these cases, and that is why I'm putting this together for you all. But this is what these are the effects of Julius Maada's words. And he has to understand the weight of his words. And so if you don't have people like myself, I guess I don't joke. I see on social media, you have people some of them that I have a little bit of respect for. They take these matters like it's a joke. This is not a joking thing. I'm not joking. I'm not playing. I'm very serious about what I do. I don't take it lightly at all. When it comes to protecting the fundamental rights of Sierra Leoneans, because we have laws for a reason, we have constitutions for a reason, we have to protect our citizens. Look at some of these videos of violence across Sierra Leone, and because the SLPP, it has always been their modus operandi to preach violence, and their supporters act on it. Watch this video. This was after the elections. Listen to And what you're watching here, just so you know, what you're seeing right here is this is intra-party activities. This is how they even conduct, party events, amongst and within themselves. This was supporters of Julius Maada and Prince Adin at the time in Kenema. This level of violence that you're seeing there, these are the kinds of things you see, across that country. Check this out. This is another video. This is the violence that they teach to their supporters. And what you see here is a failure of the system in totality. No decency, no respect for themselves, the supporters, because their leaders have actually told them what they should do. So everything is about violence. And you hear them talk about pahupa, that is the language that they use. Everything has to be done by force. If you stand in their way, you'll be crushed. That's the mentality. So even their supporters, of course, they act on that because it is the dog whistles that they've been giving to them. This is what they've been fed. They've been fed violence. The only way they believe to get what they want is through violence. It's not through decent means. It's not through civil discourse, right? So their supporters act on that kind of stuff, and you see that every now and again. And this is the reality of what we're dealing with. And so you look at how their supporters in the Southeast behave themselves. Look at this other video. That is a police officer being attacked by the SLPP supporters in the Southeast. Check this out. That's the reality of what we got going on. Thank God for those people that saved the lives of that officer. And these are videos that are like 6, 7, 8 years old. But I'm showing you guys this because, first of all, these guys have to know that we have the archive and we are saving this information because someday it should be used. These guys should be using these videos as educational, tools to teach their people, say, no, this is not how you conduct themselves. But when you hear Julius Maada traveling the country and speaking the way he's speaking here and telling those people that they will die if they don't support, this is clearly an example of what we talk about when we talk about idiots and tribalists. Listen to this.
It is said,
this is a classic example,
that there are always 3 kinds of people in any given society. This threefold distinction has been noted and made by notable sociologists and public intellectuals. But this threefold distinction of the 3 kinds of people, it was first identified and first stated by the supporters and founders of democracy in ancient Greece. For the Greek people, the people who in many ways gave us the modern civilized world, for the Greek people, the first kind of people in any given society are the idiots. For the Greeks, the idiot is not necessarily someone who is mentally deficient. Rather, for ancient Greek people, the idiot, they said, is someone who is a totally private person, a totally self-centered person, and a totally selfish person. They called him the idiot. The idiot, he is always out for his personal gain and his personal interests. He does not have a public philosophy. He has no knowledge, no skill, no character, and no virtues to be able to live and to be able to contribute in a flourishing society and community. He's all out for his personal pleasures and for his personal treasures. And the Greeks said that the idiot was just an upgraded barbarian. The first kind of person, the idiot. But the Greeks also said that there is a second kind of people in any given society. And the Greeks called these people the tribes people. When we say tribes people, we don't necessarily mean the fact of belonging to a certain tribe, which is a good thing. But when they use the word tribes people, the Greeks meant a tribal and a tribalistic mentality. And the Greeks said that tribes people are those people who are not able to think beyond their small tribe or their small groups. For tribes people, their primary allegiance, their only allegiance, and their ultimate allegiance is to their tribe. Their tribe is their God, and their religion is tribalism. And tribes people, the Greeks said, are always afraid of things that are different, that are a little alien to them. They are always suspicious and fearful. And they always dealt with different people and difficult situations with intimidation, with force, and with violence. And the Greeks also said that the ideal person for tribes people is the warrior, because tribes people are a war-making people. Their ideal is the warrior. But it was not so for the Greeks. For the Greeks, there was another kind of people. Another kind of...
And I'll get to that. But I just gave you a clear description. And Julius Maada can be found in both of these categories as described by the Greeks, the idiot and the tribalists. Maada could not contribute anything positive to Sierra Leone. It cannot meet the needs of the Sierra Leonean people. Electricity up until this day, it shouldn't take more than 5 years to be able to give us at least 2,000 megawatts of electricity. Sierra Leone is still producing only about 100 and 150 megawatts of electricity. I saw videos of, these Israelis whilst this war is ongoing. But I saw a video of the Israelis. I probably would have deleted that video now, but from a guy where they were showing the power plants that these Israelis have. And I'm asking myself, if these guys can have these kinds of power plants, producing 2,000, they have like 4 or 5 power plants across the country, right, in Israel, producing so much energy. I'm asking myself, why can't we as Sierra Leoneans be able to produce that same amount of energy, for people? At least just have one power plant that can produce, that much, energy. I saw that. But Julius Maada, I want to make this focus of this live is to tell you guys that the actions of Julius Maada over the years has always been to ensure that it divides our country and speak genocidal languages so that they can extinct or wipe out a whole segment of our population in Sierra Leone, so that they can push their Mende hegemony, the ideology that they've developed as this pauper cult mentality that they have had. And that is why you see all these kinds of violence across the country. And you see the supporters acting on this. Check this video out. This is another video.
Yeah,
check it out.
Good morning. This is not the incident we don't occur again now.
I'm sorry, the video is upside down. But,
brothers and we can't tell where I do. Na game. So, we brother, Wakai, one of the blacksmith, now for this way, except people, they don't come put fire upon it. They stay in our APC man, so for the even the house they talk say they say if for commodity now the blacksmith buffer now this what they don't put fire upon as the born na they see game madam na this happen they say we na APC people then even when maybe they work now the cleaning they say na me that he see chama they say from today me not to chama again for that clinic day this morning so far so good now so it day I tell una boku thank you.
This is the level of violence.
Yeah, good morning.
The words of Julius Maada, when he says what he says, I want you to listen to this report where they actually broke it down. But this is the effect, what you just seen. This guy in that village, and this is currently happening across Sierra Leone. There is an ongoing genocide in Sierra Leone. It's just not being reported as it should be reported. But Mende people in the southeast that are supporting other political parties, especially the APC party, this is the kinds of actions they are being faced with. Death and destruction. Their properties are being destroyed. They're being harassed. They're being chased. They're being killed. This is what is actually happening currently in the country. Julius Maada and their SLPP thugs, these current cabinet ministers, every one of them that are in parastatals, departments, agencies that are heading these institutions, this is what they believe. This is their core belief as SLPP. It is their ideology. It is only them. They should stay in power for the rest of the time. You cannot speak up about any other political parties. Their goal is to erase you completely. You shouldn't exist. Nobody else should exist except your SLPP or your Mende. That is the ideology, and we should stop them right now at this particular point in time, which is what I'm doing for you guys. I want you to listen to this reporting that was done by these people. Listen to this.
Strong criticism after making President Julius Maada has come under strong criticism after making a controversial statement about opposition supporters in Bonthe district. The president made the remark on April 5, 2026, during the official opening of the SLPP district office in Matrajong. While addressing party supporters, President Bio said that anyone in Bonthe district who supports the opposition APC shall die early in the morning. The statement quickly spread and caused serious public concern. Many people, including opposition leaders and civil society groups, have described the comment as dangerous and not good for democracy. Bonthe district is known as a stronghold of the ruling SLPP, which makes the statement even more sensitive. In response to the backlash, the State House Communications Director said the president's words were meant to be metaphorical in the Mende language. He explained that it suggests that anyone who continues to support the APC in Bonthe district is seen as being cursed, not a real threat to life. However, this explanation has not satisfied many critics. They say such language can increase political tension and may encourage violence against opposition supporters. During the same event, President Bio also spoke about unity within the SLPP. He said the new district office should serve as a place
unity within the SLPP, not unity in Sierra Leone, but this is the kind of language that we're talking about, and this is what we've seen over the years, and which is why we have what we have in Sierra Leone today. And you continue to see these kinds of political violence in the country. Recently, you guys saw a whole minister talking about, the Deputy Minister of Information, talking about the fact that if it's for him, APC should die. But let's listen to it together. I'm not going to put words in his mouth.
As an SLPP, my individual interest is I even want APC to die. I want only SLPP to exist.
So these are the first step in achieving that goal?
No. APC might want in forever day. But the general good is this country belongs to everybody.
So you as Deputy Information Minister, a politician, wants the APC for die.
You know what I say?
No, you say you want the APC for die.
Will say, I know even the existence of the opposition. APC right now, let we go in opposition, that kind of governance.
But you want to let the APC die?
Me?
You say you want to let the APC die?
I want my in governance for the rest of the time.
I want Parliament to pass a law that says that anybody who find guilty of stealing that kind of money at NRA, therefore impose death penalty on them.
Let's leave that, right? That's just Francis Benkaifala proposing, as he should, say that anyone that is caught in corruption in Sierra Leone, for stealing certain amounts of money, we should impose the death penalty. That's Francis Benkaifala. He's a Sierra Leonean, he's entitled to his opinion. It's the same thing that Zainab Sharif said. But that is not the focus of my life and what I want to talk to you about, right? But that is the Deputy Minister of Information. If that is the Deputy Minister of Information promulgating a statement like that, saying that I want the opposition to die, do these guys not know that they live in a democracy? Do they not know that in a democracy you're going to have diverse voices, different perspectives? Why would you wish for to have an opposition? It's because they have an agenda. And their agenda is to have a one-party state system. They want to hold on to power forever. They don't believe in the voices of the people. They don't believe that elections should be a free and fair process. They believe that it's them. It's all for them. They own everything. Sierra Leone is theirs. It's their property. given to them by their father. That is their ideology. That is the mentality that they have. So that is why you see across the country the level of political violence that you see, because again, these kinds of conversations, these kinds of talk is coming from their conclave. It's coming from deep within their manifesto. These are the hidden manifestos that they have that we don't know about, we don't see, that exists somewhere, of what their intentions are. This is what they're bringing out. It slips out here and there, but you hear them. It's the same language. It's coordinated. They all speak the same tune. That is how you know they're planning a genocide. And that is why the statement of Julius Maada is a genocidal statement. I want you to see what these guys have been doing to opposition figures across that country. Look at what they were doing to APC supporters. So they mean what they say. These are APC supporters in their party office. Look at they trip the guy naked. Look at how they handle the APC supporters. Because it's the language from the leader of the party.
Any youth will misbehave. What don't find like you, who broke your foot, who they find like your mama that you who arrest them, go lock them. Because them burning for strength, them for telling you how them burning.
This is Abu before the Makeni massacre for a generator. Listen to their language, because the leader of the political party has always told them that he's going to stay calm, but the supporters should not be calm. So because the people wanted to protest for a generator that belongs to them, the citizens, this is Abu. Listen to them, what they did. And he said it and they did it in Makeni. We saw it for ourselves. Listen to this.
They will tell you that we not get sense. How young people they not use grandpa them. We not get sense. They not use that. We not get sense. They can't use that. Then they left use to pick them back. We not get sense. Eh? Then they go kill you for nothing. Or they lock, they take you, go lock you. If they say test.
Of course, these are the victims that were killed in Makeni.
They don't look at themselves.
Almost dead. Very young. Very young. And long potential. It's dead.
So that is what we're dealing with, right? This is the reality. So you see, I'm showing you guys this because I want you to understand that when Julius Maada speaks, he's sending a dog whistle to his supporters to act on his behalf. Check this other video out. Listen to these supporters, how they act, because again, Julius Maada over the years and their SLPP leaders over the years have always told their supporters what to do. So check this other video out.
We still get at APC too now, do it. Una people don't forget. I don't see me, bro. We don't forget it too. Oh, one man knows, you know, Mohammed. So what did you plan for this election?
This election for me plan what I get.
Yes.
I want the president to don't try.
Yes.
People then they say this president not going for do something, but I don't see say he get for do something.
The man don't do something.
He don't do something.
Free education there.
Free education every two people.
Now the layman there because they be the thief money. Now the pastor no, you know the part thief.
Yes.
You know part squander business. We dey teach them, but wait me I get something they pay me na me act.
Yes.
I want to tell the social media let them know. Way back to 2007, me papa Maada look. Hey, you man. He win election, Christian top tell we say
APC for go.
Let go police.
This
is now we go police.
2023
election we go for Ibae. And we no care.
Go court.
In fact, the body language you know it is not to join. The count. So now for all una picking now, me no come on land. Who bloody?
Who this gun?
Bad one this coming election first. Na jara, we no care what they say. I forget about them bo. Na polo, na Tolombo there. They still na bench you. You not believe this? Tolombo there na bench bra. Hey. 2023. We Kane don't call that election day. We actually go soldier. Kane. That bobo de Kane my commander East bobo. Why you know, Madam yo, you don't win bo. Na this city bo, we don't win. We dey bobo de. We dey bobo de. We dey tell us say make them go soldier. We dey tell them. They dey go soldier. I see them go na Makeni. Yes. We will pull Kenema. We dey pull up there. So when you think I know, when I want to pick them, make them see 2023. Na power. Janjara, the continuity team. Na ugu na winabo. Papi all for you.
All for everybody.
Not sense to not for nobody. All who want to let them go vote someone. We dey kill them one by one. Anybody mistake. And they talk about home. You ain't the commander road. We dey kill you. Yes, me talk am. Yes, the founder and CEO of continuity team ready for them.
There you have it. The leaders, what they speak is the same language. You see, a young man like that, he has been wired to believe that APC is the enemy. So if he has the chance to destroy anyone who's APC or supporting APC or a Mende, from the southeast, if he has the opportunity to destroy that person's life, he would do it. This is the reality of what we're dealing with, and this is why leaders should be very careful with what they say. But no, Julius Maada is not careful because the reason is, why should he be careful? This is how they stay in power. It wants to see a genocide. It wants to, mass extinct a whole segment of the population because they are different from them, because they don't look like them, because he thinks like a tribalist. He thinks like an idiot. So he does not think about providing solutions to the many problems that the people have. The poor health conditions, the poor sanitation, the poor infrastructure across the country, poor educational system. Go to schools, they're filthy and nasty, no bathrooms. Go to government offices, they stink from the moment you step through the door. No, it does not think about that. They only think about wanting to stay in power so they can continue to loot and fly extravagantly across the world, right? Everything he dreamt about. But his words have been, shown into real actions. Look at Samaya Bendugu. What actually happened at Samaya Bendugu. And I'm going to show you guys. You see, because this is what these guys have been doing. This is Samaya Bendugu. SLPP supporters going out there to attack, APC supporters with knives, machetes, and all of that stuff. This is the reality of what is happening. You see, this is what is actually happening because this is the kind of language they've pushed. Look at the effects of these words of Julius Maada. These are supporters. This is an APC supporter attacked at Sabaya Bendugu. And kudos to, our brother Alfred Peter Conte because he was there at the time when these elections were ongoing. But this is all because of the language of Julius Maada. Listen to an eyewitness report from Sambaya Bendugu as to actually what happened with all these people that were attacked and killed by SLPP thugs. Because remember, Sambaya Bendugu, most of all the ministers left Freetown to go sit at Sambaya Bendugu because they wanted that election so bad. It was a by-election that was cancelled, and this was the election where we talked about what's his name, whatever commissioner and all that nonsense. But look at these videos of violence. Look at our people there. You see this guy? What he went through. As sad as it is, it's the same guy reporting. Look at that. People are suffering. Stabbed him. He was stabbed to death. All of these, nobody was held accountable. This is what is actually happening. Why? Because of the words of Julius Maada. Listen to this eyewitness report from Samaya Bendugu.
Officer commissioner go there one whole day in the Bendugu. The next officer commissioner go there one whole day in the Bendugu. And they give advice to them, say, no hala on this campaign. They schedule dates, each one day for APC, the next day for the SLPP. Yes, yeah. Where APC they rally, now then they go fetch APC there. Then they take bike, when they meet up somebody when APC, they fuck up before we bastard dog, then they cost the posse. So that they trigger the posse man back in the cost. As that they back cost, they all are them bitter. Then the next officer commissioner go there one whole day.
So this is, again, it's the language of the leaders, Julius Maada. They've painted the APC and the political party as the devils, as the bad people. So their supporters now have that ideology ingrained in their mind, and anything APC, you're the enemy. They'll kill you. You'll be attacked. No mercy will be shown. So he has encouraged these thugs When you look at these guys, look at them, soldier team. Look at them.
This is also to we say.
I'm sorry, the video is not. But listen to it. Forget the video, listen.
Watch. I say people of this video so. We already on a soldier team, the frontline soldier. When we don't fetch yesterday, now like watch at the bench. Not different possibilities in a week. So no more. No mission on the arena. Where they come find some people not so forced to get to kids. We still go by elections there. We ready. We don't go back convention there. We still at this one office and at the office with the so. I want power frontline soldier on that issue. Rossi no big man. I'm so sorry. When I make now, it's not pass smart people in the community, maybe they laugh with me. So that's it. It's more they die for SPP. And we saw you so far, man. You know, what's up, one remember the shame. But Papa God in heaven, what's we? Them put blood now body them for this party. Any big man will say they make we suffer so. And picking up going up for suffer. Yeah, I like it also. I like it about most of the you will see one day. At the office with the at the office with
the team of
everybody in the country now they watch. Who's big man now they see? Look what you sorry. What's it going
on? So these are the thugs of the SLPP. They've never been denounced by Julius Maada or any of his cabinet ministers or the SLPP pauper that are in power right now. They've never been denounced. These guys were the thugs. They've made the confession. They said we were the ones that are carrying out the objectives of the SLPP. Every mission we had to go to, they tell us to kill people. We kill them. This is the reality of what we're dealing with. It steps from the top. This was a pharmacist. This picture that I'm about to show you guys here. This was a pharmacist in Pujehun that was killed. This guy, as you see here, was killed before around the 2018 elections. Because he was supporting APC, and in Pujehun, it was a pharmacist. It was the only person there helping the community, but he was killed. This guy that you see here was killed in Pujehun because he supports the APC. Look at his shirt. They killed him because of supporting the APC. Why? Because the Julius Maada and the SLPP, this is the ideology. They've told their people, anyone in these villages and towns and in the southeast that are Mendes, that are not supporting the SLPP and decide to support the APC, they should be eliminated. They would die the next morning. Those are the dog whistles that are giving. And that is how this man lost his life. It was a pharmacist. And we have all of these. And there has to be prosecution. Somebody has to answer for this. The people that killed this pharmacist, they know. They know them. And this is why, again, Sierra Leone is going to take a total reset. Sierra Leone, for us to have the kind of justice that we need, this current APC executive will not even give us that justice. Even if they come to power today, they would not give us that justice. They are not capable because they've not really felt the pain of the people. They've not really put themselves in the shoes of the people with every trauma that these citizens endured since 2018 when the SLPP came to power. So they're not in a place to be able to say, you know what, let us open up a tribunal. Let us look at every case. Because these guys don't even have the archive. They don't even have the data saved like I do, right? So how would you even go to something that you don't even have data for, that you don't have saved? So they don't have the time for that. They just see every other person that dies is just another number. But this pharmacist in Pujehun was killed. They don't even remember this anymore. These people have no one speaking for them. But that is why you have people like myself here. I'm going to show you another video because, again, I want you to see the level of violence. This was a guy in Pondoru. This is just SLPP politics to themselves. In Pondoru, this guy it survived. Believe it or not, it survived. But look at him, how it was used machete on him like it was some beef. Listen to him. Look at this.
After the effect, see my chairmanship. For chairmanship. Luba. This lady. Hey, good.
So this guy lost his hands, and I'm going to let you listen to the rest of it. He lost his hands eventually, but he survived the attack. But his hands are gone. But it's the language of Julius Maada and the SLPP. This is what they promote, violence. There has never been repercussions, very strong repercussions for actions like these. If you survive, you survive. If you die, you die. That's all it is. They're like, we use you for what we want to use you. When the time comes, we discard you. They push these kinds of language. And this is Julius Maada Bio's politics in Sierra Leone. This is why this is leading to a genocide, to want to wipe out a whole segment of that population, because they believe that if you support APC or any other political party and you are from the southeast, you should die the next morning. That is the belief. Listen to the story. Listen to the story.
This one what we do. This is very, very serious. I'm already there.
Look at what these guys are doing to themselves. Look at what they're doing to themselves. Because their politicians, their leaders have decided to say, this is how we're going to govern. And you look across the country over the years, you've seen the violence perpetrated against our citizens. This is a video from Mile 91. I want you guys to take a look at this. Listen to this.
They call prayers. And at the same time, I send me picking Matibo with him bike. On the way coming, he can't meet up them to Kadaya. Put him down from the bike, opposite one trader guy, Namatibo. The body refused to give the bike. The other police officer, he see no police officer, he pissed to the guy, 4 shots. The picking drop, then take the bike, and then come back inside Toya. Then come broke some house, then I take some bike, then load them, begin run after people there inside. Me no say they don't kill me picking. As you don't know, yeah. Me ask just take me say make I go up inside in the fire and I no kill nobody. I no get problem with person. Inside in the fire, I no see me picking like go there. I meet up in brother with blood. You say me brother and don't kill him. I don't know what I do to me. I said them don't kill me brother. Me picking. Then see some police officers the way them been doing a routine years. Most of them come. Then 91 police officers then come. A police like Bangla, if they don't give me picking threatening, he say go one day destroy me picking. And this previous night, Bangla come. Then I can't get the death of me picking. But not a problem. Not to kill more, but you don't threaten her openly in 91. Bangla. And he come. So I don't get nothing where for say. I didn't get power they like today. The only thing I do for don't want now, please honorable, let them for over give me picking like a better.
This is the reality. This is the effect of Julius Maada Bio's words. This is what happens when he says things like these, and you have Director of Communication at State House comes out to defend what they said. Listen to this.
President Bio's statement, he said you don't die in the morning they meet you.
If you support APC.
He said if you they count, if you say if you support APC. He said Biabawa APC here pay dwell. What do you mean by that? See where they bring APC talking at this tone.
So APC with all not for dinner bomb.
Listen, at the camp. You where they bring APC talking with all the development and what they do. You still they bring APC talking for your selfish interest. He said you don't die, that morning will meet you.
Na cost be the cost the people, eh?
Well, I know the working at the president in head, but
no, but the way how it make you the interpreter, it's how they could possibly swear somebody.
So the interpretation.
With all the SLPP don't do in terms of development. If you bring APC talk now, you don't die go meet you in the morning.
This is what we're dealing with. These are the dangerous talk. These are the dangerous comments. And these guys mean everything they say. Which is why we see this level of violence. The same Bonthe district that this man is claiming that they've done everything for. I want you to watch this video as reported by Lamrana. I want you to see this video that somebody at Bonthe district reported on. Let's listen to Lamrana here so you can see what I'm saying.
Use this opportunity for draw the attention of the government, the health ministry, for pay attention to wetin dey happen na Bonthe. You know, Bonthe don dey inside the news this whole week from the weekend to now. But it's all about politics. We can look at the health sector, how a certain area in Bonthe looks like with health facility and the health sector. Let me take this video quickly.
The health workers they don't even get PIN code. They are all a volunteer. So imagine if somebody they volunteer with this kind of state step, you know, it must everybody wants greener pasture. So really need for like begin to consider and make sure say make government really try for fix this up in one district here, because it's shameful. You know, I saw, look at this place. Look at now only 2 rooms now existing. Just take me through here. Now only 2 rooms. 2 rooms existing. Imagine, look at this. Look at this. 2 rooms existing. Now just let's come outside and you see the machines and where they use. We don't go. Look at this. Look this other one. Look here. Look this whole place. Look this whole place. You know? Come closer, please. Here. How we want to make our country better with this type of thing? How we really want? These are the CHA we did it. Yes, you keep quarters. Yes. So as you see. So in a briefly, see now the toilet than the outside. You see, look at the place, very deplorable. So
in the room where the fire is picked up, where they stand on
the Imagine this kind of thing. Imagine our country. Oh my God, we really have a lot to do for our country. We really have a lot to do. Not to pass away again for me government come for do and for you, because I don't see waiting for government. Government many priorities. We really
I receive.
So this is the same Bonthe that this man is claiming that he has done everything for, and therefore the people in Bonthe, because they are Mendes and that's SLPP's stronghold, therefore if you support APC, you'll die the next morning. This is the Bonthe. Look at the healthcare. This is the reality of what tribalism looks like, and this is why I'm saying that Julius Maada Bio's genocidal comments or statements should be checked, and I'm checking it. And I would expect journalists in Sierra Leone to check it, not jokingly, with some level of seriousness. And you see these people coming out here to defend what he said and this and that. It's idiomatic and all this foolishness. I'm not even going to entertain all that nonsense. The fact of the matter remains, leaders should not be allowed to speak like that in a nation, because their words have an effect. Look at what the police have been doing to citizens in Sierra Leone. Why? Because Julius Maada Bio believes in violence. The Pauper believes in violence. So this is what they've been doing to Sierra Leoneans. Look at these kids. This was in Mile 91 again as well. Look at what happened to these children. They were shot by the police.
You able to talk?
What's that camera? The camera do. Hey.
Check this out.
This is in critical condition. Empire are right in private part, and they bleed now.
It's the same boy. I just want you to see it from different angles.
Violence.
These were Okada riders in Mile 91.
This more, I know the problem now. The bullets did it. The boss, back in leg, boss.
This is how police respond to citizens for little skirmishes. Because Julius Maada Bio believes in violence.
Next one, that you don't make back to the 210 back. Policeman, a small children don't fire live bullets. Small children don't fire live bullets.
Nobody has been prosecuted. What would a young boy like this do to a police officer who's armed? Where's the proportionality? Because their leader, Julius Maada, believes that you should die. If you speak up against them, you take any actions against them, you should die. I want you guys to see this video.
This is.
Light? Yeah, I can. What's up for light?
Can you give
I'm not
me
sure this
something
boy
to jump
survived
on?
because I don't know after what happened.
This is very small. Green? Do you have green? No. Green? Any green? No. Green.
Sad, man. I'm just fast forwarding so you guys can see.
Give me the green right?
But this is what we're dealing with. It is the language from the top that reflects all the way down. Look at this other boy. What was done to him because of the verbiage of these guys, their ideology, to eliminate anybody else who does not support them. If you protest, you'll be killed because you go against their values, right? You'll be assassinated, murdered, killed. And this is what they did to these young boys. Look at this again. Look at this young boy. They shot him right in his private parts, the police officers. Julius Maada Bio's police officers. Nobody was prosecuted. Right in his private part.
The bullets for the day.
Destroyed him. I'm sure these boys died. I don't believe this.
The policeman there. Policeman versus Okada.
Bike riders versus police. Bike riders getting killed by Julius Maada Bio's police officers because he believes in violence. He's giving them the dog whistles. They are doing everything with impunity.
This my bullets in my foot.
Look what they did to this other young man. Sierra Leoneans forget too quick. But no, I'm going to save this. We're saving these data. Listen to his story. Listen to his story. Listen to his story.
This my bullets in my foot.
I want you to listen to his story. He's explaining what actually happened. No proper health care.
What's happening?
Now you come to there and they go read this morning they will look then and say pass the goat and the Omi, now the king I would take me back in class with one hour. Now it's why you did. I'm like minus long.
So the king I go to take. Who's that? Who's that from whose part?
I said I'm primary.
Okay, it's a compound.
Bye.
But no, it's not also happening. It's one versus Okada and 91. And then I'm Mr. Hospital now.
This is the level of force being used. No proportionality, no respect for the rule of law, the international conventions, the Geneva Conventions, the international criminal laws. No respect for no rule because the leader has made it very clear that you have to be violent. So the police officers have free reign to kill whoever they want to kill. That is what is actually happening. That is the reality. And that is what I wanted to present to you. So when you hear Julius Maada Bio make these kinds of comments, I want you to know we should not take it lightly.
Qui est ma hidai kabi? Elle a bien salon fisagwe. Yeah, hidai kabi fisagwe. Kebo tabui. So mukea adunya. Como mudu andwe jibro. I don't know. Now when you get to my cinema.
All right. Guys, I'll leave it here. I thank you for joining me. But this is the reality of what we're dealing with, and we have to face these guys head on. We have to let them know we're not going to let these go. This is for lawyers. This is for journalists. This is for Sierra Leoneans that want to use this live as an evidence-based exhibit to share with the International Criminal Court. You've seen how these guys speak. There are many other videos I could play. You guys have some of those videos. We've seen the violence that rained down on people in Sierra Leone. I don't care about political parties. All I care about is the rights of Sierra Leoneans, the respect for the laws that we have, respect for our constitution, respect for our constitutional rights that are protected by the constitution, the rights to free speech, the rights to protest, rights to be able to assemble and associate, belong to whatever political party of your choice that you want. Sata Lamin should not be raped just because, you know, she supported the SLPP. No. No way. It should not happen. I'm going to leave you guys with one audio. One audio that a guy actually reached out to us back in the day to ask us to protect him because he's from the Southeast and he's being attacked in the Southeast. I'm going to leave you with this video. Let's listen to this together. All right?
World Day, where you go campaign, maybe 5% APC.
I'm going to go a little bit further back. All right.
We don't campaign, I highlight a bit about the development where APC do na Kaila. That statement today, it don't be something they hire people from Freetown. According to the information where people then go tell me, many people, more than 100 people, more than 100 and more people where they make a left Kaila. They say left Kailan because they don't say they hire people then for me they can harm you now because you don't go campaign at Kenema. That World Day where you go campaign, maybe 5% APCB they get now the whole constituency. Now you don't go now one green ward, you don't go campaign, they don't get 35.something%. So you don't what they call the SLPP. You don't make APC, don't get highest vote under. So therefore eliminate me finally from Kailan. So presently I am not in Kailan. I dey out of Kailan. I don't come out. I dey now as displaced. So I want to connect and know about this thing. We now we get linked to them directly. Cash box. Mina Chief Lamin Gobe. So let them put an over here say this is what they do. This now waiting and waiting they do. Information where I get. The coordinator where they carry and when I'm more car and in place then go hold this meeting. And then the people then come out and it happen say he will get church in at the place. So the people then come out they can't tell me. When they tell me I not take her for be true, I not take her with me head, then they go. Other people then come. 2, 3, 4, 5 times people then they come in group, they tell me, actually down there they come with the mountain and they tell me, today they go into me company Muslim then. The imam then they carry around, we and then they pray and grab and most of them are SLPP then, but because we all are Muslim then we they pray. They no go left so down somebody make bargain against Muslim, somebody for destroy them, where they no say the way they want for destroy that person is not right, is not correct at all. The area and they have to say we all are brother them. They say take and say no. They come to me. They read where they call to me. They say we prophet be the first they could file them. We that time they where the kufar they want for overcome prophet, God tell and say no. God send message to and say no. Go back. If presently they don't kill the people then too much the whole one look heavy for you, go back and make preparation for come back. Prophet will retreat and go back. So now this way me copy Muslim then go tell me. Now that this now you right, but because then they na power, they want for take when I call of you and say left. I make a be left Island, I left me family, then they I don't commodity. So I want to connect and know about this, that this is what the SLPP then do me na Kaila, and that na in the coordinator Morifeka we na in place coordinator for COVID-19 and they in place the older meeting. So that I get the information. So not to Kaila and therefore pull the people then. Now people then therefore pull them from outside, either Kenemanaya, Bo or Freetown, where they for go deal with me, even down to me own life. So that I want to connect they know, Cashbox they know, all other social media groups them we not go able to share this thing to them for me them put her over here. And presently are not in Kailan. So that's so they do. That's so then they do some of you now na Kailan because they know say we na vibrant APC them. Because we na Mende we inside the APC, now that then they do. And some of we will continue for support the APC. We will support APC for one reason. We will support APC for one reason. One reason, not to any other reason we make we support APC, because APC is a developmental oriented party. Because when you look inside Kailan, all the development na Kailan township where they talk of na Kenema, na APC don't do it. And we don't talk on overland again. And they repeat it. For make on Equator and others, they know. Anybody will get this audio, let it be a big, let it send out to on Equator. Let them hear him, let them play him back. Yes, let them take him. The district office na Kairan, na APC Bila. The government hospital, the new and the old, na APC Bila. Then they fence him back. Then they fence the town field, put pavilion there. Then build the council hall, then build agriculture office, then build education office, now then build Sawalco office, then draw water 5 miles, then bring and come for we. They can renovate Kaila and Kotbari. Yes, then go over again, they build office for chiefdom. Then Kota inside Kaila township. Under 5 now they can put training center, they rehabilitate the way they make, they build structures and then they train us, then they go over the fence and back. Kota inside Kailan, put street light na Kailan, make road from Penema to Kailan. Yes. So they pay 1.8 billion for renovate Shegwimba Hospital. Fence the town fit for them. Yes. Robbie Farrell way they make so now in they begin the contract for do that one day. That month's way they build 1947 in Shegwimba. They're not done, and a chief will be there as paramount chief at that time. Now, Anes can't done for them. Put everything, they will go open now. Can you imagine? Anes, na Christian. They take upon himself for build mosques for Muslim there. We, Dr. Ahmed Tijan Kaba, we na be Muslim, na be Alaji. A day, and at then part, they say he come out. He not able to do that one for Shagrimba people. The one way na Christian, I ain't go do that one day. So all of these things, we dey talk am. 149 children at this country, and let's put light to the all. All of these things we will talk am, they no one for a year. Now look at them, where they don't cancel down, and they tell them they talk anything against the APC party, even though APC be they develop this country. I no one for go for the development where they do na Kenema, Kono, Bo, Moyamba, Bonthe, Ujehu, and I no one for go there. Because the 7 districts na the Mende line, they work the all. 149 children, they work the all. So I know if you want for go down and Freetown, because all what they do na Freetown, when a development, Misabi, from Sakastibi Tem, take a count to Momo, take a count to Anes. All what APC don't do na Freetown, Asabi are going to count all. I don't want for going to the north. I just want left the north out, because whatever they do na north, we will not go talk about it because they say na they APC based day. So, but what they do now the city with the 7 districts again, where they na the east and the south. Even if you work for less, some of you talk about how we will ever remain for talker. Because as a country, we don't need for make we get a setback now. Any country, Any country where una dey, that country na development una dey fight for. Na then here they no one for let talk about because we na made and we don't go APC. But not to the responsible for we all feeding, not to responsible for picking there, not to the build house for they don't they. Now that means they will do election. Even the past election, they destroy houses them, where will host them all and so forth. Pass will run away commodity. This na their own target. And as they na power for years, they not harass nobody na the Mende line. But we they don't carry our power, now we then they harassed. So I want to make Konekweta know, we all we know about this Konekweta in number and Cashbox. I want to let them know. Once more, my name is Chief Lamin Gobe. Once more, my name is Chief Lamin Gobe.
So Sierra Leoneans, when I speak from a place of honesty and love for country. Because I don't want to see what happened in Rwanda happen in Sierra Leone. We don't want to see a genocide. And that is why I'm presenting these evidences and facts to you. This was a gentleman that reached out. You go to the southeast right now. Someone today lost their lives because they're supporting another political party, or even amongst themselves or within the SLPP, the other person decided to support that other person. It's all about violence for the SLPP as a political party in Sierra Leone, and it's from the leaders. So when you hear Julius Maada speak, and you hear the current chairman of the SLPP speak like this, that is why we have what we have. No APC. No APC. This is the language coming from the SLPP.
No APC again in this country. Because the matters are being politicians. Don't bring come in your right hand, Baba. APC. No APC.
In a democracy, that's how these guys talk.
We get people, they say the power they fly no more. The power in Peking.
This is the joke. I'm going to do a live about this separately. All right? I'm going to do a live about this separately. This man is making a joke of people, the rebels cut people's hand. This, I'll do a separate live. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to leave this live right here. All right? I want to thank you all. Share this. Share, you know. Go back if you just joined me and re-watch the whole thing, get the understanding. You know, we have to save our country from a genocide. We don't want to be another Rwanda. We've already had a brutal rebel war. You guys are aware of the rebel war that we had. And we don't want to go through that route again, right? We want to make sure now that we promote the peace. And we have to ensure that the government respects everybody's individual and fundamental human rights. I think that is what is key. So we cannot sit back and allow these guys to, you know, take advantage, or, you know, what happened all these years ago happens again. We don't want to see another repeat of the rebel war in Sierra Leone. And that is something I think every Sierra Leonean definitely shares the same vision. But this is what happened during the rebel war, right? Innocent civilians suffered for nothing. What you've seen here is footage from the rebel war. We should not have this happen again. We've already experienced it. We should not have it. This was when the ECOMOG came, as you can see there. And the people came out because they were freed from the rebels at the time, right? We don't want to see these kinds of scenes again. We want to move on. March 23rd, last month, marked, I think, 34 years since we had the rebel war, something like that. I would have to check the math on that. But 1991, March 23rd, was when the first gunshots were fired.
I tell them thanks. We are on problems, but today you are sleeping happily. We are on conflict. Today I will sleep happily because my people sleeping happily. We are on confused, we are on problems, but today you are redeeming us. The ECOMOG will redeem us, so I tell them thanks.
All right. So this is what actually happened. This is what actually happened. That was a rebel war. That's totally different from a genocide now. Imagine if all the other tribes come together and say we're going to wipe out. Probably that's a rebel. And of course, God knows what they did to him. I'm sure it was dead a few hours later. Oh, okay, he was captured by the ECOMOG. Of course, they took him to some bush somewhere and shot him because he was a rebel. So, as you can see, this is the rebel war. We don't want this to happen again. We don't want a genocide to come. Because genocide takes out a whole segment of a population. No one tribe owns Sierra Leone. Not Mendes. No one political party owns Sierra Leone. Not SLPP. Julius Maada should allow the citizens of that nation. But we don't want to see another rebel war in Sierra Leone. All right? Nonetheless, we don't even want to talk about a genocide. So Julius Maada owes the people of Sierra Leone an apology. To apologize for the statement that he's made. He should apologize. Under those circumstances, should we let him go without apologizing on this? And keep this video, this live that I did as evidence to support everything that I've said about his statement being genocidal and all the evidences you've seen of our people getting killed. Because we have a leadership that is pushing violence. This was all the rebel war. We don't want this again. I'm sure these are ECOMOG troops with rocket-propelled grenades, soldiers, soul belts, whatever the case is, doing what they have to do. The rebel war should have taught us something. And Sierra Leoneans should say enough is enough. But we're waiting for the Redeemer. We know someone is going to save us someday. Because Sierra Leone needs redemption. Sierra Leone's democracy has failed. And we need a redemption. So thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a good one, okay? All right.